Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Bob.
Hi.
How are you?
Great.
Good.
Very
How would
relaxed.
you're relaxed now?
Yeah.
Good. How was your week? How were your exams?
I just know my score, mathematics score.
Oh, you know that score?
Yeah.
How did you do?
Mm, have a little bit regret. Um,
Hmm. What do you mean regret? You're not
yeah.
using that word correctly. You regret taking the test? What do you regret?
Mm, I lost some points that I think that I can't get.
You lost points that you think you could have gotten. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how did you lose those points?
Wrong calculation.
Oh, okay. So you miscalculated.
Yeah.
That would be the word that you would use. I miscalculated. Okay, so you came up with the wrong answer. So and that
Yeah.
happened. Okay. Um,
10 points.
so 10 points. Okay. What was your final score?
131.
Out of how many points?
150.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, if you could have done better if you didn't miscalculate, but those things happen. Um, okay. How about you don't know the results of your other exams?
I just know my score and the average scores. I don't know the other subject.
Okay. How do you feel about English? How do you think you did?
English.
Yeah.
How can I say that?
Well, first was the
But
was
it's
the
not very hard. It's not very hard.
okay. So you feel that the test was not very hard.
Yeah.
Okay. So you probably
It
did
has
pretty
the
pretty
writing
good.
part.
Hmm.
Mm, Writing part, reading, comprehension, grammar, vocabulary, yeah, and fill the blanks. Like, yeah,
Okay. So you feel that you did pretty good.
not pretty good. Some
What
answers
was
that I'm not sure that I'm
okay?
wrong or I'm right.
Right. What was in your mind? Because you don't know your results yet, but what was the most difficult part of that area in English? Was it writing? Was it
Fill the
comprehension?
blanks with the first letter.
Oh, that's that same
Yeah,
one again. I,
yeah.
I really think that is just I really think it's ridiculous because if that passage, whatever they use, and they're not using the correct grammar in the first place, it would be very difficult. It could be difficult to put in the correct answer. Yeah, I don't
Mm,
think that's well developed. That part of your test, I don't think so. But anyway, but yeah, well, good luck on that one. Um, Oh, remember that last when we went over that last time, and I pointed out the error, how this wouldn't be said, or did you ever mention that to your teacher?
what? Uh,
Remember when we went over that about a month ago, and we found that
oh,
error in that passage, and and I told you that that wouldn't be said that way in English, or this was
mm,
misused. Did you ever mention that to your teacher?
just mentioned it to my classmate, but haven't
No.
haven't mentioned
Yeah.
it to my teachers.
You should have mentioned it to your teacher because maybe he or
But
she
this
could have.
character is not written by my teachers. It just
Yeah, I
it's
know, but she
yeah.
can. It starts with the teacher to bring it up to the next level, like maybe to the headmaster or whoever makes the curriculum
Oh,
for
I
your.
think the one thing it's a wrong answer.
Was that?
I don't think they think uh
Yeah, but maybe. but maybe nobody ever
It's a wrong
questioned that.
grammar. Yeah, it's a grammar mistake. Maybe they don't think so.
Yeah, and you're right. Maybe they don't, but if they don't know about it, and if nobody, challenges or brings it up to them, they're never going to know. I mean, this is where I think it's always a student's duty, because just because you're a student and they're a teacher doesn't always make them right. Sometimes students can have the correct answer and a teacher can be wrong. And that's true. That's with everyone. And I don't care what country you're from. But in order for change to happen, you have to let somebody know. And don't think just because they're in an authoritative position, such as a teacher or a principal or whatever, they can't make mistakes. They can too. So, and that's, we have that in the US, where if a student doesn't agree with the teacher's mark, based on something, and this happens many times because, we're all human, we all make mistakes. But if there was an error in a test and the teacher acknowledged there was an error in the test, because tests can have errors, then the teacher gives credit to the student and says, you know what, I think you're right. This is an error. This was, worded incorrectly or whatever. And they give that point or points, whatever, back to the student. So, I just think that in the next, and I'm just saying in the future, if that happens again, and you question something where you feel that you're right, and the test or whatever they're asking is incorrect, then it should be addressed, because that's the only way change is going to happen. You can't always accept something just because someone says it's true. It could be wrong. Okay, I'm on your side, Bob. So we all make mistakes. So anyway, okay. So besides that, anything else? Oh, were you ever able to go to the Science Museum? Did you guys get tickets?
No.
No?
Yeah.
Oh.
I just it changed our plane. We want to I think I want to see my middle school teachers, and yeah.
So wait, so say that again.
I went to see my middle school teachers.
Oh, you went. Campus. Okay, so you went to go see them.
Yeah.
Okay. So you
that taught me before.
Okay, so you went to see them just like as a social visit, or to inquire about something with your grades or something?
Just to read, or just to take a look.
To say hello?
Just to invite and send some gifts to them to appreciate. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, that was nice. So you didn't go with your friends at all to the Science Museum?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just see my teachers with my friends, and go out eating,
and go out to eat.
Yeah.
Okay. So you went out to eat with your family?
No, with my friends, with my classmates. Go to eat, have a hot pot.
Oh, yum. Yeah, I like hot pots.
Cool. Oh, you like it?
Yeah.
It's very rare that a foreigner like hot pots.
Really?
Yeah. My friends, a lot of my friends, and it's very ridiculous that you have to put food onto the fire and cook by yourselves. As if you go to a restaurant, they think the chef they have to cook the food for you and not just cook by yourself.
Oh wow. No, it's a
Yeah.
different experience. That's true, but it's very fun, I think. It's a different experience. I really like it. They have a few kind of restaurants like that in the United States. They don't have it here. So, but I've had them in the US and I really like it. It's really nice. It's a
Yeah, it's
different
an
experience.
American restaurant or Chinese restaurant.
It's supposedly like a Chinese restaurant. It's supposed to be really authentic. I mean, that's what I want. I wouldn't go to an American restaurant and then pretending to be,
Yeah, hot pot.
to do the yeah. I want it more. I like authentic as I can get. So I want the real deal. I want it to be a real
Mm.
Chinese restaurant or a real Korean restaurant with Korean owners. And, because they're people from that country, so they know what it's really like, not someone who's operating, a fancy McDonald's. No. um, I like
So which one do
authentic.
you like best? Which kind of food do you like best when you're having hot pots?
Well, I don't think I like them. I kind of like all of them because I think they're a little bit different in what maybe some of the ingredients, some of the stuff that they use, and it's I like spicy. I like some of the broth could be a little bit different, but I like the meat when you cook that with the vegetables. So sometimes with noodles. Um, so yeah, I mean it's just I never really had a bad experience at any of those restaurants. And I'll
Mm.
always crank mine up to make it as spicy as I can get because I like a lot of hot peppers and it being really spicy. So, meat really doesn't change so much. Vegetables could be a little different, but they don't really change so much. The flavor of the broth that you're cooking it in doesn't really change so much. Sometimes we have egg in it. I think Korean will put egg, inside of theirs as well. And I mean, I like it, and Japan did as well. But no, I love that food. I'll take that food over a McDonald's any day of the week. I don't
Few
eat
people
that.
in America have food in McDonald's, really.
No, a lot of people eat that crap. I say crap because it's garbage. A lot of Americans, that's why they look the way they look. And I'm not trying to be mean here, but if you look at the people that live in the US, I would say 60%, if not greater, are obese. Meaning what? What is obese? What does that term mean to you? Obese.
Um,
If someone is obese,
Addicted to it. No.
what'd you say?
You mean you really like it? Or
No, when someone is obese, I wrote the word for you so you can see it. When someone is obese, they're fat. And I'm not talking 10, 20 pounds overweight. They're fatter than that. They're huge. And the reason you get that way, obese, is because you eat a poor diet. And it's a lot of processed fatty food. And those type of fast food restaurants serve that kind of food. So that tells me that a lot of people are eating like that. They eat a lot of garbage. McDonald's, Burger King, KFC, Taco Bell, all these fast food type of restaurants, which we don't have in this country, but they have them in the US and on every corner. The
so
jumbo.
McDonald's.
Mhm.
Most of the American think that McDonald's is not very high quality. Really, hasn't have a very high quality food.
Well,
Really.
it's fast food. So if you have people that can prepare your food under 3 minutes, what do you think the quality is going to be like? It's garbage. It's cooked in grease, and you have fried, French fries. You have milkshakes that have a lot of sugar and cream and things like that in it. And if you eat that, occasionally, it's fine to eat once in a while. But many people eat that way every single day.
Oh.
And they don't move, meaning they don't exercise.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's what causes all this obesity. And I think the US is probably one of the highest in the country, or not the country, the highest in the world. You know, we just, a lot of other countries, they just, and it's expensive. So to eat out like that every day is, and sometimes twice or three times a day. I've known people that ate at fast food restaurants 2 or 3 times a day, every meal, lunch, dinner, they'll have their breakfast, egg McMuffin with hash browns. I mean, just junk like that. And
few vegetables, right?
Oh, there's like no vegetables.
Oh.
You know, I mean, unless you want to classify the pickle that they get.
A lot of people just are just a little bit. A lot of people do this, just from 20-30%, a quarter of.
Oh, in China?
Many people. I know, in America.
No, many people. I would say 60. I just look by their body, and if they're grossly overweight, I can already tell you what they're doing, and they're eating terrible. And eating terrible for the most part is, you know, the chips and the soda pops and all the fast food and everything fried. No, nothing healthy like vegetables, or, you know, having fish or chicken, or, you know, things like that. They're eating a lot of greasy and heavy beef, pork, a lot of potatoes, a lot of starches, a lot of things that are fried, a lot of sweets, a lot of sugar, and that is what they're going to look like. It's sad, but it's true. So, you know, I just don't think you have a lot of people going to like restaurants, authentic, you know, Japanese or Korean or Chinese or Thai or whatever in the US as much as you do as they frequent fast food. So, yeah. But anyway, which is sad, but I really appreciate it. I enjoy it. I'll eat that way every day versus ever going into a fast food restaurant. I think that stuff is garbage, and you're just poisoning your body by eating that stuff. Occasionally, like I said, occasionally is fine. You know, once in a blue moon. But living like that every day.
Yeah, I rarely have this food. Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, when you probably do have it, you probably really appreciate it. You know, you really enjoy it because you don't have it.
No,
so, you know.
No, I don't have these food very often, because when I was only like 4-5 years old, my mom didn't allow me to have too many these food.
Yeah, no, I don't blame her. I wouldn't allow my children either. And I remember this is a funny story, and we'll go into our articles. I remember one day, one of my, I think it was Eliud. They were in junior high, or maybe elementary school. I don't know, 6th, 7th, or 8th grade, something like that. And we had already lived in North Carolina for about 3 years. We had moved there from California, and we were driving. And I was going into town, and they were, of course, with me in the car. And we were going by this down the street, and one of the fast food kind of places is called Sonic. Okay. And what it was known for was, it was kind of like a drive-up fast food place. Okay. SONIC, Sonic. And I remember, and we had never been there. And I remember one of my sons, I want to say, I think it was Eliud, he says, "Hey, Mom, can we stop in there?" He goes, "We've lived here for 3 years. We've never been there." And I said, "Oh, no." I go, "You don't want to go there." And I go, that's the food is really awful. Why don't you save that? And maybe one day you can go with one of your friends when you get into high school. And that's exactly what he did. I mean, we were there, I think it was 6 or 7 years before he ever tried that restaurant. And it was, you know, it's one of those kind of places like a McDonald's where they serve, you know, hamburgers, fries, onion, all that kind of stuff. And they bring it out to your car. So that's kind of what it is known for. And they put the car hop comes out on roller skates or something and puts the food, you know, to your car. So anyway, but yeah, I just wouldn't take my kids to those kind of places either. It was funny.
Oh. Yeah.
Anyway, So anything else coming up for you? So you have kind of a relaxing then weekend, not a lot of homework or just a little bit?
Mm.
Do you um
Both.
I
Yeah.
said, do you have a lot of homework or just a little bit?
This week, and not much.
Okay, that's good. Okay. I remember what we talked about last week. I said maybe we'll start reading some like articles, because it's important that you read articles as well and can understand what you're reading and we can discuss it. I found a few that I thought we might look at. This one here, and I'm trying to gear it to something that you could read that might be applicable, for you being a teenager. In different areas. And this one first is from New Scientist, and it talks about teenagers who copy each other's risk-taking stuff from friends, okay? Or that they appear to have more friends when they're risk takers, and you kind of see this picture. And then I have another one that talks about something current like Facebook and people or kids and stuff being addicted to Facebook. I know you don't have that in China, but I know you have other social media platforms. And then I have one we could talk about sports, different things that are happening in sports. And something else, I think about things that you can do instead of watching TV or video. So you want to take a look at one of these?
Let me have a look.
So this one. Okay.
Teenagers who copy each other's risk-taking and more friends.
Okay, it's an article. You would read it and we would talk about it. I think it's important that you read. Is that if you're understanding? I have another one here. This is the Wall Street Journal, and an interesting article. And I've already read all these. This one is about. It says, "Is Facebook bad for you?" It is for about 300.
Bad for you. It is for about 360 million users, company services.
Okay, so that's that article. There's that one, and we have the New York Times. I just went to the area of sports, and we can pop open one of these articles talking about different sports. Okay, we got all different ones. We've got football, you got NBA, tennis, golf, whatever. So, but I think it's important for you to read something. And so I'm going to kind of let you choose something that you might be interested in. And the other one, I thought was kind of cool too. This one is 100 things teenagers can do without screens. So without your phone, without your computer. And it just kind of gives you a list of different things. And we can talk about those as well. So I'm going to give you a choice. Which one do you want to read?
I have difficulty in choosing things.
Okay, well, do you want me to choose for you?
Okay.
What do you want? Do you want me to choose or do you want to?
Both okay.
Okay, so both of them are okay. Which one do you want? It doesn't matter to me. I just think it's important that you read and you read about something and we talk about it because it's important you understand what you're reading. And we have.
Can I take a look at a sports parts?
Sure. Okay, so this is the New York Times, and like I said, I have subscriptions to all these, so it doesn't matter. This is current. I opened this one up yesterday. So, which one do you want to take a look at the headline here? This is talking about the New York Marathon that they're running today, or actually tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Can take
that, or you can look at the NBA, the NCAA.
Oh, yeah.
Which one?
What kind of news? Any NBA part?
You want to see NBA?
Okay. It just take a look.
Oh, these are scores. We don't need, these are different scores. Yeah. So then I guess we're gonna have to talk about this one, or you can take a look at different articles about certain players in different sports. Like the top one over here talks about Aaron Rodgers, who's the quarterback for Green Bay, I believe, Packers, and he's disputing the vaccination requirements. He doesn't.
The second one, the fastest man ever to run in New York City.
The one. You want to look at that one? No, I was talking about the top one. Okay. Aaron Rodgers. Okay. He's the quarterback for that. So you want to look at the second one? The fastest man? All right. So the fastest man.
Ever to run in New York City Marathon. That's all right.
Okay. So here we go. Go ahead and start reading that. This is the whole article, and we'll just go ahead and read that one.
In 2019, how to read his name?
Kenenisa, I think it's like.
Kenenisa Bekele came within 2 seconds of breaking Eliud.
You listen.
And Kipchoge's world record. Yeah, I know this.
You know this one already? Okay.
Yeah, I know this by Kipchoge's.
Okay.
World record. And 39 at 39, the
Ethiopian. That's from the country of Ethiopia.
The Ethiopian champion has come to New York to prove he can still win anywhere.
So here we see a picture of him there. Okay, so let's go ahead and read it.
Okay. Ninja Bekele, arguably the greatest distance runner ever, is not really supposed to be here in New York running another marathon just 6 weeks after the last one, believing he is on the cusp of proving to the world that he is the fastest marathoner alive. But Thursday afternoon, at 39 years old, Bekele was a short walk across Central Park from the finish line of the New York City Marathon, which he plans on winning sometime a little before noon on a Sunday morning. I'll be in a very good position, Bekele said of his chances. Indeed, he is just about the fastest marathoner alive. So much faster than everyone else in the race, even if this marathon does not necessarily favor the fleetest in the field. A little more than 2 years ago, Bekele completed the Berlin Marathon in 2 hours, 1 minute. Berlin Marathon in 2 hours, 1 minute, 41 seconds. Just 2 seconds of Eliud Kipchoge's world record, set in Berlin the previous year. He has 2 major marathon championships, 3 Olympic gold medals, and 5 world championships at 10,000 and 5,000 meters.
5,000.
5,000 meters. In September, he ran the Berlin Marathon and finished third in 2 hours, 6 minutes, and 47 seconds, just 62 seconds behind the winner. He blamed his performance on a bad night of sleep and limited training time because of a case of COVID-19. Regardless, calling it a season would have been perfectly appropriate. Instead, he kept with his plan to also run New York, a race he has never done before, just 6 weeks after Berlin. He refuses to accept the idea that runners approaching their 40th birthday are not supposed to even think about winning one of the 6 world marathon majors. He said he believes he can find those 2 seconds he left on the course in Berlin in 2019 and break Kipchoge's world record. I can go faster and I can win races, he said. If I go faster, I will win the race. Bekele going faster is the frightening thought for his competition, which speaks about the honor of being on the same starting line with someone many of them idolized growing up, and his endurance speed. When he goes out and runs
If he goes, if he goes.
if he goes out and runs,
Or yeah,
for what?
if he runs for point, I guess you would say 4:35 miles, 4.35 miles.
35 miles. I am not going to be seeing him very much, said Jared Ward, a returned American marathoner. Still, in the world of marathon running, there is Kipchoge, and then there's everyone else. Kipchoge, who speaks impedantly, perhaps crashed through the 2-hour barrier in 2019. He has achieved a mythic status in athletics, the fastest philosopher king in the history of the world. Darren did not count as the world record, however, and so goal was to prove that a human could run 26.2 miles in less than 2 hours. Kipchoge ran a series of loops in what amounts to the time trial on dead flat course on Vienna.
In Vienna.
In Vienna.
And that is that's in the hold on, that's in the country of Austria, just so you know. Okay, Vienna. Okay.
Surrounding by the rotating cast of pace setters who blocked the wind for him and kept him on track. The world record counts only if it happens in a sanctioned race. And there is where Bekele is focusing.
And this is where.
And this is where Bekele is focusing his efforts in the twilight of his career, searching for one last flyer that will give him something Kipchoge does not have. Jules Hermans, who managed both Bekele and Kipchoge, said Bekele may be the better nature runner than Kipchoge.
Natural
runner than Kipchoge, but Kipchoge has proved he has the stronger mind. Kipchoge is Zen, then Bekele is Ferrari.
Is a Ferrari.
Ferrari.
A Ferrari is a type of very fast sports car.
Herman said, "Watch him run downhill Sunday. No one can run like him."
Okay, and there's a picture. Okay, and this was in the Olympics. What's
very
that?
Long. Very long.
Yeah. Okay, keep going.
Bekele and Kipchoge were expected to face off in the Olympic marathon in Japan. However, Bekele became embroiled in a dispute with the forgot it again. Ethiopian Athletics Federation over its qualifying rules. Bekele's new world record in Berlin should have earned him one of 3 spots on the team. But after the pandemic delayed the games, Ethiopian officials decided to hold a 35-kilometer race in May to determine its Olympic team. Bekele did not compete, and officials rejected Bekele's appeal for an automatic spot on the team. They took 3 marathoners whose best time were not nearly as fast as Bekele's, not won a medal. Without the Olympic marathon, Bekele's legs had plenty of time to prepare for the busy fall season. He is putting them to good and rather remunerative use. A star like Bekele commands a 6-figure appearance fee to run a major race like the New York City Marathon. He will receive another $100,000 if he wins. The earnings will help Bekele continue to dig out from several troubles, real estate investments he made in Ethiopia during the past decade, Herman said. Still, winning is hardly guaranteed. The first half of the race is largely flat, but as it heads to Manhattan, and especially in the final miles, the rolling terrain
Terrain.
terrain allows runners who might not be able to keep up with the fastest racers on the flat course to compete. Bekele is hardly just a speed machine, though. He won 11 cross-country world championships from 2002 to 2008. He knows how to scale a hill or dodge a pole,
A pothole.
a pothole or a manhole cover, as the New course sometimes requires, and need 2 hours, 1 minute, and 41 seconds. It is 2 hours, 1 minute, and 41 seconds. An outrageous time that is not in the same universe as the best times or anyone else in the elite man's field. But Bekele not winning, just 6 weeks removed from his last race, would be stunning. He rested for 1 day following the Berlin Marathon, then had a light week of training, but was soon back to running 130 miles per week again, knowing what awaited him in New York. The marathon is the distance, he said. It's not quite easy.
Okay. So I know there's a few words. Just make sure you understand those throughout. What do you think of the article? What do you think about, first of all, what do you think of his time? What do you think of running a marathon, which we know is 26.2 miles? And he's running that in 2 hours, basically. What was it? 2 hours, 1 minute, whatever, how many seconds, whatever. Isn't that outrageous? What do you think of that time of running a marathon?
Scientists they said it's impossible for a human to run a marathon in 2 hours.
Exactly, but he did it. I mean, that's what I mean. So what does outrageous mean to you? And we see that word there. It says, and yet 2 hours, 1 minute, 41 seconds, an outrageous time.
Outrageous time.
Mm-hmm. Outrageous.
What do I think?
Yeah, what's another word that means outrageous? Describe that word to me.
Maybe a limited time?
Not limited. That's almost the kind of like the opposite. Outrageous is something that's not heard of. I mean, it's almost impossible to believe. It's crazy. So that's why they're using that word after his time in that paragraph. An outrageous time that is not in the same universe as the best times for everyone else in the elite men's field. What does elite mean?
Elite.
Mm-hmm. Describe. These are actually really good articles because it's going to come across words. That word there, elite. What do you think?
Elite. Just someone who is good at it.
Not someone who's just good.
It's a good person. It's too abstract.
For everyone else in the elite men's field, what do you think?
Beyond.
Give me the superlative of good. Give me
better than others.
Give me the superlative, not comparative. You have superlative, comparative, and just
superlative. The best.
We have good. There you go. That's better. This is the best. That is also the elite. Okay, it's not someone who's here who's good. No, they're pretty good. Oh, they're better. This one's the best. That's the elite. Okay, so now you know another word. Okay. What about, there's a few words here. I just want to make sure you understood those. You know, Ethiopia. What do you think about his competition?
What do I think about his competition?
Yeah, discuss it. I mean, okay, you read a long article. Tell me what you read. If I were to say to you, hey, there was an interesting article that I read in the New York Times this morning talking about the fastest men ever to run New York City Marathon. What was that about?
Too many things in this article.
Okay, well, give me one, give me two, give me something. I don't think these are
his final his time.
Okay.
Comparison.
Who?
Kipchoge and Bekele.
Okay.
Yeah, Bekele and Kipchoge.
Who's faster? What's that about? I don't understand.
Bekele is faster and I don't know how to explain.
Okay, yeah, but this is what we need to work on because you read the words. Okay. Yeah, you might get stuck on a word here and there of pronunciation, but that's okay. I gave you some definitions of what some words meant, but in your own words, if someone were just to say, "Hey, Bob, there was an article that was in the New York Times this morning. I read about these two marathon runners." Okay, you know their names. What was it about? And what makes those two the best? Why? How do you compare the two?
By their time, their score. There's
What do you think? Okay, we know it's about two marathon runners.
yeah.
What else do we know? Who are they and what are their times and what makes them the best?
Makes them the best.
Yeah, what makes them the best marathon runners? I mean, you got to talk to me, Bob. You have to
exercise.
They exercise? Did they run any other races? And if they did, where did they run? I mean, come on, let's start speaking. I know you know this.
Backlund, he ran a Berlin Marathon.
Okay. When did he run that?
Yeah, in September, and he got the third place.
Why did he get third place? What happened? Why didn't he get first place? What were some reasons for that? Did he oversleep? Did he break an ankle? Did he eat too much the night before? What happened?
Just ran another marathon a few days ago.
He ran another marathon. Well, according to this article, I'm not going to agree with that one, because according to the article, he did run a marathon, but he blamed his performance on a bad night's sleep and limited time of training because of COVID. Those are probably better reasons, not because he ran a marathon before that. What? Anything else? What's your prediction? The marathon's tomorrow. What's your prediction? Who do you think is going to win the race?
Prediction?
It'll make the news, so we'll find out. Who do you think is going to win?
Bekele.
Okay. And kind of we have some references here, and I just want to get once again your interpretation. What does Zen mean? Okay, Kipchoge is Zen. Bellic is a Ferrari. Compare those two. What does that mean?
I don't know what is Zen. What Zen is?
You've never heard of that word? Zen?
Yeah.
Okay, that kind of means tranquil, real peaceful. And a Ferrari? What is that?
Ferrari, I know Ferrari.
Okay, so how would you compare?
Zen.
You can, I mean, if you want to look up the word yourself, I mean, I want you to try to give me a comparison of the two. Their words are right there. Look up the word in the dictionary if you want. I'm just giving you a kind of a brief explanation of it.
We're looking up Zen.
Okay, look up Zen.
But I cannot understand it.
And I told you it's kind
but
of.
I also I cannot understand the Chinese explanation. Yes.
You don't understand the Chinese explanation?
Yeah.
How does it read? What does it say? Translate it for me in English. What does it say?
Just one letter in Chinese.
What's that?
It's 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 just just a thing in Buddhism. This.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand. It doesn't really say it doesn't say anything.
No, it doesn't say anything.
So there's no explanation in your dictionary for what Zen is interpreted as. No?
No.
That's unusual.
It's just that it's a noun.
That's all it says is it's a noun. It doesn't give you any explanation. It's not very efficient. It's hard to believe. I'll give you the definition, and then I'm going to have you try to explain this to me. The definition in the English dictionary, in the Merriam-Webster dictionary, says it's a Japanese section of Mayan Buddhism that aims at enlightenment by direct intuition through meditation. Number 2 says Zen is a state of calmness, attentiveness, in which one's actions are guided by intuition rather than by conscious effort. Okay, so you can interpret that the way you like, but like I gave you the explanation of just one word being calm, tranquil. Okay, so that's Zen. Let's just pretend you're Zen, like a Buddhist monk. Calm and tranquil. And Bekele is a Ferrari. And what is a Ferrari?
Car.
What kind of car?
It's very fast, like
yeah, very fast car. Okay, so now how would you compare the two?
Just say Bekele is faster than Kipchoge.
Okay, because you say because he runs like a Ferrari. He's fast.
Yeah.
Okay. But we see Kipchoge, it says Kipchoge has proved that he has a stronger mind.
Yeah.
Because he's Zen. Okay. And Bekele is probably a better. They both were managed by the same person. This guy here, who managed both of them. And Kipchoge just has. He might have a stronger mind, but Bekele could maybe have a better. He's just a better natural runner. Okay. Anyway, we need to work on this, Bob, because this wasn't. You read the whole article. It wasn't difficult. The words.
Yeah.
Like I said, there might have been a couple, but you have to do better at explaining of what you read, and you can always go back, or you can always ask questions as you're reading. But I think still many times you're just in a hurry to finish the article, but you're not retaining, you're not remembering what you're reading, which is something that we have to work on. This is not going to get any easier. Okay. Anyway, with that, we'll stop there, and we're going to do this exercise again next week. Read an article. Explain it to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions, Bob, before we go?
No.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So with that, hey, have a great, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and hopefully you'll get your results for your exams next week and share that with me. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Have a great weekend, Bob.
Okay. I will.
Bye-bye.